Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shlokir Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadigaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Dear devotee, you are all welcome for continuity of Bhakti Vedanta study of 10th canto of Srimada Bhagwatam.
Recording in progress.
We are still in the beginning. Parikshit Maharaj requests to hear about birth and activities of Lord Krishna. So the eagerness of Parikshit Maharaj about knowing Krishna's pastime in detail, and for that he is requesting Sukdev Goswami. So we are starting from verse number 5 onward. The reasons why he wants to hear Krishna Katha. The first reason we have discussed in verse number 4, Nivrta Trishayi Upagiyamanai Bhav Aushadi Shrota Manobhirama. So the pastime of Krishna, when properly heard from a proper source, Bhagavata, Sthana, then the person will be detached from the material sense gratification. Nivrta Trishayi, this is one meaning of Nivrta Trishayi. And that hearing benefit karmis, gyanis, devotees and liberated people. All four classes are benefited. And among the four classes, 3 are sadhak and 1 is siddh. The liberated souls are siddh, they get bliss. They get simply ananda. The devotee, they practice devotional service and become perfect. The gyanis get their goal and karmis get their goal. They get their, pleasure to the ears and peace of mind. And only the people who are not eligible to hear Bhagavatam are the karma kandis who are only interested in sacrificing animal in the yajna, and those who are outright sense enjoyers. Those who have no interest in a spiritual life at all. So there are 2-3 categories which are not eligible to hear Bhagavatam because they don't have a sukriti. They don't have a devotional pious credits. That same mood is in the second verse of Bhagavatam in Mangalacharana. Tatta kshanat hriday avaruddhyate kriti bhihi. Krishna manifests in the heart of those devotees who are eager to hear Bhagavatam, but only those who have done the pious credits, they only can hear, not all. Now the other reasons, the verse number 5 is speaking about the Pandavas protected by Krishna in a battlefield of Kurukshetra from the most powerful, unconquerable Atirathi, Maharathi like Bhisham Pitamaha, Dronacharya, Karana. So why Krishna protected them, Pandavas? Vatsa Padamsa, for them this whole world become like a small thing, and they easily cross that ocean of horrible warriors, and they become successful only because of mercy of Krishna. Therefore, I want to hear Bhagavad because Krishna has protected my grandparents. Then he is saying the verse number 6 about himself. Droni astra vipulishtam idam mad angam. My body was completely burnt by the Brahmastra of Dronacharya. Santana bijam kuru pandavanam. I was the only last seed of the Pandu dynasty. Jugoputo kuksham gatat chakro, and you enter into the womb of my mother Uttara along with your Sudarshan chakra, and then you protected me. And then this is the second reason. I want to hear about Krishna because he protected me. And the third reason, Viryani tyakta akhila deha bhajam antabahi purusha kala rupai. You are outside as a time, inside as a super soul Paramatma. And then you are the only one who gives, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkratam. Those who are sadhu, you protect them as a well-wisher from within heart as a super soul. And for the demons, you destroy them as a kal. Prachhato mrityum uta mrittacha maya manushyasyah vadasva vidam. The Maya Manusya said, this word is also the verse which is in the purport. Maya Manusya means you look like human being by your yoga Maya. It's not that you are a human being. You look like human being. Like when somebody said that you are lion, it means you are like lion as a bold person. It doesn't mean that you are animal. So similarly, when we say Krishna is human-like, doesn't mean that Krishna is a human, but he looks like human. And how he assumed this position, this rupa, or this form in the material world? By his own yoga maya. Number one meaning of maya is yoga maya. Other meaning of maya is mercy, because of his causeless mercy. And the third meaning of maya is knowledge. He appears in the human form to spread the knowledge. Like Bhagavad Gita, that is also the meaning of maya. So maya has three meanings. Spiritual energy, yoga maya. Maya means mercy, and maya means knowledge. So now we are reading the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Taking the boat of Krishna's lotus feet. So Pandavas took the Krishna's lotus feet as a boat. My grandfather Arjuna and other crossed the ocean of battlefield of Kurukshetra, in which such commanders as Bhishamdev resembled great fish, Timangal. They can swallow the big dangerous shark. That would easily have swallowed them. By the mercy of Krishna, my grandfathers crossed that ocean, which was very difficult to cross, as easily as they step over the footprint of calf. So Krishna's lotus feet is a boat that we have not to ride on that, but simply we have to think about that. We meditate upon the lotus feet of Krishna, and this material world becomes so small, like if water in the hoof prints of a calf, and child can cross. Now because my mother surrendered unto Krishna's lotus feet, Lord Sudarshan Chakra, the Sudarshan Chakra in hand entered her womb, my mother's womb, and saved my body, the body of the last remaining descendant of the Kuru and the Pandavas, which was almost destroyed by the fiery weapon of Ashwasthama. Lord Sri Krishna appearing within and outside. This is the third verse. Say verse number 7. Lord Sri Krishna appearing within and outside all the material embodied living entities by his own potency in the form of eternal time. There is as Paramatma and as a Virat Rupa. Gave liberation to everyone, either as a cruel death or as a life. Kindly enlighten me by describing his transcendental characters. Srila Prabhupada writes, so yesterday we were thinking of these three reasons more reasons why Maharaj Parikshit wants to hear Krishna Katha. Because Krishna protected Pandu, say grandfathers of Parikshit, Krishna protected Parikshit himself, and Krishna alone bestow final goal on all those with material bodies. Srila Prabhupada writes as stated in Bhagwatam, so Srila Prabhupada first is speaking about the lotus feet of Krishna as a boat. And the boat is called Palva in Sanskrit. And lotus feet is Pad. So Brahma is saying, Samashritaye Padda Palvam Padva Palvaha Palavan Sahatta Padam Punya Yasho Murare. Those who take shelter of the lotus feet, which is like a boat of Murari, the killer of Mura demon, this material world becomes what's Padam Param, Padam Padam. This material world becomes so small like the wall and the hoof prints of a calf. What's means calf. And what is this material world? Padam Padam Vipadam Natesham. For those people who have taken shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, Murari's lotus feet, for them there is no obstacle, vipatti, problem, troubles on any step in the material world, because material world is non-existent for them. So for one who has accepted the boat of lotus feet of Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation, as famous as Murari, or the enemy of a Mura demon. The ocean of the material world is like a wall contained in the calf's hoof print. His goal is Parampadam or Vaikuntha, the place where there is no material miseries, not the place where there is a danger at every step. One who seeks shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna is immediately protected by Lord. As Lord promises in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Tom Sarvapapebhyo Mokshishami Ma Suchaha. Thus, when Pandava took shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, all of them were on the safe side of battlefield of Kurukshetra. Parikshit Maharaj therefore felt obliged to think of Krishna in the last days of his life. because this is the ideal result of Krishna consciousness. What is the ideal result of Krishna consciousness? You add into the list of the purpose of Krishna conscious movement that the ideal result of Krishna consciousness is Ante Narayan Samartihi. At the time of death, if one can remember Krishna, one's life is successful. This is the purpose of Krishna conscious movement. Parikshit Maharaj, therefore, because of his many obligations to Krishna, intelligently decided to think of Krishna constantly during the last days of his life. Krishna had saved the Pandavas, Maharaj Parikshit's grandfather, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and Krishna had saved Maharaj Parikshit himself when he was attacked by the Brahmastra Ashwasthama. Krishna acted as the friend and worshipable deities of the Pandavas family. Moreover, apart from Lord Krishna's personal contact with the Pandavas, Krishna is the super soul of all living entities. He gives everyone liberation, even if one is not a pure devotee. For example, Kansa was not at all a devotee. Yet Krishna, after killing him, gave him salvation. This is a question of a question bank. Or a non-devotee, Krishna conscious. Now this is again the importance of Krishna conscious movement. The Krishna consciousness, which means Krishna conscious movement's teaching, is beneficial for everyone, whether one is a pure devotee or a non-devotee. So when we have Rath Yatra and all these big festival, it is the non-devotees they are coming there, but they are also benefited. This is the glory of Krishna consciousness or Krishna conscious movement. Considering this, who will not take shelter at the Lord's feet of Krishna? Krishna is described in this verse as Maya Manushya, because he descended exactly like a human being. He is not obliged to come here like karmis or ordinary living entities. Rather, he appears by his own internal potency. Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. Just to show favor to the fallen conditioned souls. This is another meaning of the Maya, mercy. Krishna is always situated in his original position as Satchidananda Vigraha. And anyone who renders service to him is also situated in his original spiritual identity. Swarupena Vavastita. It means he is liberated while living. This is the highest perfection of the human life. Chakravarti Pad writes, verse 5, I should also hear topic of Krishna because he is protector of our dynasty. And then the cause was taking shelter of the lowest boat. How the Pandavas were protected? Because they took the shelter of the lowest boat, of the lowest feet of Krishna. Yatta Palvaha, of Krishna's lotus feet. Please speak about persons surrendered to Krishna's lotus feet, enable one to cross ocean of material existence. Verse number 6, I was also protected. And then verse number 7, Krishna's topic should be heard because he alone bestows final goal on all those with material bodies, akhil deha bhajam. With this intention, the present verse is spoken. VIHE outside Krishna award death to those envious of his devotees. VIHE. Anta Krishna gives eternal life to those who are his near and dear devotees. Purusha, to devotees like Vasudeva, Krishna bestows bliss in his two-handed or four-handed human form. And Kala Rupahi, the demon like Kamsa, Krishna appears in the form of time or death. According to the statement of Bhagwatam, Krishna's appearance resembles the prescription of a rock candy to a person afflicted with jaundice. Though Krishna first appeared as a time to award death to the demon, he later awarded them liberation. This is the important statement for how he delivered Krishna. Like a rock candy. First is a little difficult to swallow because it is a little bitter, but ultimately it cures the disease. Prachataha, the giver, is used in present tense to indicate that it is being seen before Parikshat eyes, or to convey the eternal nature of Krishna's pastime. Maya Manushyam, the body of the Supreme Lord, is made of eternal spiritual energy called Maya, whereas the body of human made is of material Maya. So, to Madhya Bhashya of the Pramita Shruti says, Ato Maya Mayam Vishnum. Ato Maya Mayam Vishnum Pravadanti Manishnaha. The sages says the body accepted by Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Maya Maya. Vishnu's body is not formed of material energy. Therefore, this Maya referred to Krishna's internal potency, Yoga Maya. And our Jiva Goswami writes, Krishna's feet are an extraordinary boat making the ocean of battlefield insignificant, like the hoof prints of the calf. So Krishna's lotus feet are best boat, extraordinary boat. The boat was not even necessary to cross that ocean. Or with the boat of Krishna's feet, one can easily cross the ocean. The Lord protected Parikshit using the club, according to the first canto of Srimada Bhagwatam. The Lord gives death as an eternal time to the jivas of all sort without rule. He arranged for Bhisham to give up his body, though it was otherwise difficult for him to do, because Bhisham could die at his own will. He gave liberation, Amritam, to Kamsa, and others difficult to do since they were hostile to him. The word cha indicates that he gave bhakti to Putana and others. So Krishna is giving liberation to all. That is the 7th verse. So even he, by killing Bhishma, which was not possible to kill, he liberated Bhishma. And by killing Kamsa, who was never to be liberated because he was envious, but still he was liberated. And Cha means also others, like Putana and others are also liberated. Then therefore I want to listen more about Krishna's pastime. So word Purush, because this Purush is a Purush avatar. Maya Manusham, one should hear about your activities. And then Rupa Goswami says, this Maya, he says Maya, about Maya Manusha. Means gyaan or knowledge. My topics are recommended for those who are liberated. My topics confidential are for a person like you, Parikshit. These topics should be hidden from the materialistic people. Fearing such a rebuttal, Parikshit requests enthusiastically that Sukdev begin his narration. The Lord gives absence of all suffering, Amritam, or the highest sweetness, or a prem at his lotus feet to embodied beings. The word Cha indicate that he also gives other desirable objects. Please reveal Vadasva, the secret of topic of Lord. This is the meaning of the Vadasva in the imperative form. O most learned word Vidwan, Parikshit says to the Sukdev. This indicates Sukdev's knowledge of all those pastimes. The first 2 lines have explained that by Sridhar Swami as follows. Please speak the topics for devotees, since you give immortality to those with spiritual insight, Antar, who hear your topics through your form as the Antaryami, and you give death to the materialistic in the form of time. Or internally, externally, you act in the form of Antaryami and time. You give bliss to your form of Vishnu situated internally through hearing your topics. You give suffering by your form situated externally, such as time or yam, when there is no hearing of your topic. It means those who hear Krishna Katha, they get the bliss of Krishna from inside. Those who don't hear, they get the Krishna as called from outside. Now Maya. Here are the 3 words which I told you about the Maya. Maya means mercy, Maya means Yog Maya, and Maya also means knowledge. It is here. So, that is Krishna, you appear as Supreme Brahma in human form with full knowledge. That is the meaning of Maya. Another meaning, you went beyond the rules in dealing with people possessing bodies. Person who could die at will, like Bhisham, who were hard to kill, such as Bhisham and Dron, you had killed. Mrityum. Having killed others like Putana and Kamsa, you gave them liberation, Amritam, which is hard to attain, though they were enemies. The virtue indicate he gave them not only liberation but the goal of the highest devotee. Because of the power revealed through giving death or immortality in the earthly pastime, and because of the sweetness of the human action in the earthly pastime, the nature of Krishna become easily revealed in his form on the earth, more than in his form in Golok. Therefore, speak of these pastime. Having previously heard of these pastime, Parikshit was now very eager to know, since Krishna in one form was most astonishing as both the source of all avatars, Swayam Bhagavan, and was an avatar making his appearance on the earth. Verse number 8. Rohinyastanyaha prokto Rama Sankrashnastvaya Devakya Garbha Sambhavaha Kuto Dehantara Vina. This is the question about Balaram. And it's, my dear Sukdev Goswami, you have already explained that the Sankrishna, who belonged to the second quadruple, appear as the son of Rohini named Balaram. If the Balaram was not transferred from one body, if Balaram was not transferred from one body to another, how is it possible that he was the first in the womb of Devaki and then in the womb of Rohini? Kindly explain. So without change of body, how he can be the son of both? Srila Prabhupada writes, there is a question particularly directed to understand Balaram, who is Sankrishna himself. Balaram is well known as son of Rohini, yet it is also known that he was the seventh child of Devaki. Parikshit Maharaj wanted to understand the mystery of Balaram's being the son of both without change of body. Now Chakravarti Path says, next four verses, 8, 9, 10, 11. Parikshit Maharaj inquired about the details of Krishna's birth. A general description was given in Srimada Bhagwatam in 9th canto, which described birth of Devaki's seventh child with the word Sankrishna and Ahi Ishwaram. The Parikshit says, Sukdev Goswami, elsewhere, you have said Sankrishna son of Rohini. How could he come from Devaki's womb without having to change the body? So this is about Balaram. Now the next, verse number 9. Kasman mukando bhagavan pitru gehad virjam gataha kvavasam gyati bhi sardham kartavan satvatam pati. Satvatam pati means master of the devotees. Vaishnava devotees. Why did Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, leave the house of his father, which means Vasudev, and transfer himself to the house of Nanda in Vrindavan? Where did the Lord, the master of Yadu dynasty, live with his relative in Vrindavan? So these are the inquiries about the itinerary of Krishna. Just after his birth in the house of Vasudeva in Mathura, Krishna transferred himself to Gokul on the other side of the Yamuna. After some days, he moved with his father, mother, and other relatives to Nandagam, Vrindavan. Maharaj Parikshit was very much eager to hear about Krishna's activities in Vrindavan. This entire canto of Srimad Bhagwatam is full of activities performed in Vrindavan and Dwarka. The first 40 chapters describe Krishna's Vrindavan affairs, and the next 50 chapters describe Krishna's activities in Dwarka. Maharaj Parikshit, to fulfill his desire to hear about Krishna, requested Sukdev Goswami to describe these activities in full detail. Okay, verse number 10. व्रजे वसं किम् अक्रोन मधुपुर्यां च केशव भ्रात्रं चावधीत कंसं मातोर adhat aharanam. Lord Krishna lived both in Vrindavan and in Mathura. What did he do there? Why did he kill Kamsa, the mother's brother? Such killing is not at all sanctioned in the shastra. One's maternal uncle or brother of one's mother is not on the level of one's father. When a maternal uncle has no son, his nephew legally inherits his property. Therefore, why did Krishna directly kill Kamsa, the brother of his mother? Maharaj Parikshit was very much inquisitive about the facts in this regard. Madhupurya refers to Mathura and Dwarka, the city of the descendant of Madhu. Why did Krishna kill the mother, Devaki's brother Kansa? Krishna should not have done that, since Krishna was his mother's brother. Okay. So, please tell me Krishna's activities in those places. This is expressed in two verses. Vraj refer to Mahavan and Vrindavan. And Madhupuri means Mathura. And also Dwarka, the cities of Madhu dynasty. But while living in these places, he went elsewhere and performed pastime as well. Those pastimes should also be narrated. Keshav means he who subordinate. Vayate. Ka means Brahma and Ish means Shiva, by his power. Or Va means to exist. Meaning is then he who has Brahma and Shiva as his excellent servants. Therefore, many astonishing activities are possible in Krishna. Why did he kill Kansa? Adha means in person. Verse number 11. Deham manusham ashrita kati varshani vrishnibi yado puryam sahasvasit patnyaha kata abhava prabho. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has no material body, yet he appeared as human being. For how many years did he live with descendant of Vrishni? How many wives did he marry? And for how many years did he live in Dwarka? Srila Prabhupada writes, in many places Supreme Godhead Krishna is described as Satchidananda Vigraha, possessing a spiritual, blissful body. His bodily features are Narakriti. Nar means human being. Akriti means like form like human being. That is exactly that of the human being. Here the same idea is repeated in the words of Manusham Ashrita, which indicate that he accepted the body exactly like that of man. Everywhere it is confirmed that Krishna is never Nirakar. He is Narakar. Nar means man, Nir means no. He is not formless. He has his form exactly like that of a human being. There is no doubt about that. So Paramatma Narakriti. Gopal Tapani Upanishad and all, they confirm about that. These Shastra statements show that the human-like form of Krishna is his Swarup or spiritual form. Thus, the phrase Deham Manusham cannot mean that Krishna is a material body. Jiva Goswami writes, Deham Manusham Ashritam means he took shelter of material world filled with human beings. You know, the material world is filled with Manusham. And he came in the material world, so it is Deham Manusham Ashritam. So he took shelter of the material world filled with human beings. Now this verse from the Garga Samhita says, how many type of incarnation Supreme Lord has? Ansa, Anso, Anshas, Tatha Aveshaha, Kalaha, Puranaha, Prakathyate, Vyasadhyaschaha, Smrtaha, Sashtai, Ashashtaha, Paripurnamata, Swayam. Srinath said in the Smriti Shastra, the great sage who have Vyas as their leader explained that Lord descend in 6 kind of forms. Ansa, Ansa, a part of part. Ansa, a part. Avesh, enter into Jiva. Kala, a full part. And Puran, full. And Paripuran, most full. Now example. The Ansa, Ansa incarnation begins with Marichi. The Ansa incarnation begin with Brahma. The Kala incarnation begin with Kapila and Kurma. And the Avesh incarnation begin with Parsuram. The Smriti Shastra explained that the Purana incarnation are Narsingha, Ram, Lord Hari, the ruler of the Shweta Deep, Vaikunta, Yagna, Narayan, they are Purana. And Paripuran form of Lord is Sri Krishna, who is original Supreme Personality Godhead himself. He is the master of countless universes. He is splendidly manifest in the realm of Gokul. So what is the function of Ansa avatar? The Ansa incarnation are said to oversee the execution of Lord's mission in the world. And Ansa, which means like Ansa is like Brahma and Ansa is like Marichi, Prajapati. They are understood to perform the work of executing those missions. In various Avesh incarnation, Lord Vishnu enters in a Jiva, execute his mission and then departs. Million after million, Lord Hari's Kala incarnation, they come to teach and establish the principle of religion. Kala incarnation's function is to teach and establish the principle of religion and then disappear. The Puran incarnation are said to include Chaturvyu incarnation. Chaturvyu incarnation means Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva. They are said to be the places where heroic power and the 9 rasas are seen. Others say that the form of Lord, where all powers and glories enter in his Paripurna avatar, Paripurnatam form, the original form of the Lord himself. The transcendental qualities people see distributed among the Lord's Puran incarnation are all present in the Lord's original Paripuran form. So when Krishna comes or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, all other incarnations are included in him. Now we are going to the next verse. Verse number 12. Etadanya cha sarvam me mune Krishna vicheshtitam vaktumaharasi sarvagya shardadhanaya vistratam. O great sage, who know everything about Krishna, please describe in detail all the activities of which I have inquired and also those of which I have not, for I have full faith and am very eager to hear of them all. Because you are Sarvagya, you know this. Verse number 13. Naishta atihi Naishati duhasadaksham mam. I am not feeling hunger and thirst. Tayoktam api badhate. If you stop, then I will feel hungry. Pibatam tom mukham boja I am drinking from your lotus mouth. Chotam Hari Katha Amritam. This is nectar of Lord's pastime is enough for me. So because of my woe on the verge of death, I have given up even drinking water. Yet, because I am drinking the nectar of topic about Krishna, which is flowing from the lotus mouth of your Lordship, my hunger and thirst, which are extremely difficult to bear, cannot hinder me. So it was fourth day, and then Sukdev Goswami says, please just drink some water and take little rest. He said, no. Once I made this mistake, I was thirsty, materially speaking, and I put the dead snake around the neck of the sage Samyak. But now, I am not at all hungry or thirsty, because I am relishing the nectar from your lotus mouth. So, Srila Prabhupada writes, to prepare to meet death in 7 days, Maharaj Parikshit gave up all food and drink. As a human being, he was certainly both hungry and thirsty, and therefore Sukdev Goswami might have wanted to stop narrating the transcendental topic of Krishna. But despite his fast, Maharaj Parikshit was not at all fatigued. The hunger and thirst from my fast do not disturb me, he said. Once when I felt very thirsty, I went to the ashram of Samyak Muni to drink water, but the Muni did not supply it. I therefore wrapped a dead snake over his shoulder, and that is why I was cursed by the Brahman boy. Now, however, I am quite fit. I am not at all disturbed by my hunger and thirst. This indicates that although on the material platform there are disturbances from hunger and thirst, on the spiritual platform there is no such things as fatigue. This is called body is fasting, soul is feasting. This situation is called body is fasting, soul is feasting. Raghunath Das Goswami, when he left home and was walking from the forest path to Jagannath Puri, for over 13 days or so he was on the walking, but he got only 2-3 times some milk to drink in some cow shed. So the writer said he was fasting materially, but he was feasting spiritually. So this was the position of Parikshit, and this is called perfection of Shravan Bhakti or hearing. When we hear Krishna Katha, we forget hunger and thirst. That is the perfection of Shravan Bhakti. Yes?
During the narration of Bhagwatam by Shukadeva Goswami to Parikshit, went for 7 days. What is day and night, or just daytime?
I don't know exactly.
And then another question is about they all served prasadam all day long, all these thousands of sages?
All these sages, they were all transcendental. I think, and at least it appears Parikshit was not eating and drinking. And Sukdev is also on a transcendental platform. He was too much absorbed in the Kirtan Bhakti, so they both were on a transcendental platform. Others may or may not be. But others were also very exalted personally, Narad, Vyas. So maybe there is some arrangement for them. This is just for these, the fruit is enough. There was no big kitchen and too much festival, which presently we are expecting. But I'm saying, practically speaking, from the other part of the Bhagavatam, it is very clear that by the sunset, all the activities stop and they do the Sandhya, and then they take rest, and next morning they get up at 4 o'clock and do their Sandhya and then start their Katha. This is a natural course. It's not that the night also. No. This is throughout Bhagavatam we have this type of schedule. Because when Krishna was traveling, he was halting his travel at the end of the day. When the day ends, he stops his journey. Parama Karuna, your hand is up.
Yes, Prabhu. I have a question regarding text 8.
Yes.
Srila Prabhupada is explaining, or he's translated Balaram as belonging to the second quadruple expansion.
Right.
So rather than other way around, like the Sankarshan appears from Balaram and like that. So can you maybe speak something on that? Why is that significant that Balaram is of the second quadruple expansion? Why is Prabhupada translated like that?
So, like Krishna in Vrindavan is Swayam Bhagavan. When he goes to the Mathura, he's like Vasudev Krishna in that mood. And Dwarka is Vasudev Krishna in that mood. Similarly, Balaram originally is a Swayam Bhagavan, the first expansion, which give rise to the first Chaturvyu, is coming from Balaram. And that Balaram Prabhu is also staying in Vrindavan with Krishna as in a unmanifest pastime. Only that portion of the Balaram which is Sankarshan, and that Sankarshan which is from the second Chaturvyu, from Narayan, that goes to the Mathura and perform all other pastimes. Though he is Balaram, the Sesh is always an expansion of Balaram, but that is sometimes a sort of Avesh incarnation. So this is, Prabhupada is writing from the point of view that original Balaram is the first expansion of Krishna which give rise to the first Chaturvyu, and from first Chaturvyu the Sankarsana comes into the Vaikuntha, and then there is a second Chaturvyu. And from this second Chaturvyu, this Sankarsana goes as a Vishnu, three Vishnu for the Purusha incarnation. And then he also becomes Sesh. So this is all these things which are for material creations are coming from second Chaturvyu. But for personal pastime with Krishna or with Supreme Lord, they are the original first expansions. Is it okay?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Good question. The entire world is suffering because of the spiritual thirst. Now Prabhupada is coming to the preaching. The entire world is suffering because of the spiritual thirst. Every living being is a Brahma or a spirit soul and needs spiritual food to satisfy his hunger and thirst. Unfortunately, however, the world is completely unaware of the nectar of Krishna Katha. Now this is you have to add into the list of an essay the mission of Krishna conscious movement. The Krishna conscious movement is therefore a boon to philosopher, to religionists, to people in general. There is certainly a charming attraction in Krishna and Krishna Katha. Therefore, absolute truth is called Krishna, the most attractive. The word Amrit is also an important reference to the moon. And the word Ambuja means lotus. The pleasing moonshine and pleasing fragrance of the lotus combined to bring pleasure to everyone hearing Krishna Katha from the mouth of Sukdev Goswami. As it is said, Matirna Krishne para swato va mitho abhipadyate graha vartanam adanta gobhi vistaram. Tamishra Punascharvitam. Because of their uncontrolled senses, person too addicted to materialistic life make progress towards hellish condition and repeatedly chew which has already been chewed. Their inclinations toward Krishna are never aroused either by instruction of others or by their own efforts or by a combination of both. At the present moment, all the human society is engaged in the business of chewing the chewed. Punas charvat charvitna charvananam. People are prepared to undergo mrityu sansar vartamani, taking birth in one form, dying, accepting another form and dying again. To stop this repetition of birth and death, Krishna Katha or Krishna consciousness or Krishna conscious movement is absolutely necessary. But unless one hears Krishna Katha from a realized soul like Sukdev Goswami, one cannot relish the nectar of Krishna Katha, which puts an end to all material fatigue and enjoy the blissful life of transcendental existence. In relation to Krishna conscious movement, we actually see that those who have tasted the nectar of Krishna Katha lose all material desires, whereas those who cannot understand Krishna or Krishna Katha regard Krishna consciousness life as brainwashing and the mind control. While the devotees enjoy spiritual bliss, the 9 devotees are surprised that the devotees have forgotten material hankering. Parikshat, you are afflicted by hunger, Sukdev is saying, and thirst. You should rest a while. In response to Sukdev's advice, Parikshat speaks this verse. So, we have discussed the whole meaning of this verse. We are going to the next section. So from verse number 14 to 20, Brahma and demigod approach Kshirodakshai Vishnu for seeking protection for Mother Earth. So this section we are studying. Suta Goswami said, O son of Bhrigu, Sonak Rishi, after Sukdev Goswami, the most respectful devotee, the son of Vyasdev, heard the pious question of Maharaj Parikshat, he thanked the king with great respect. Then he began to discourse on topic concerning Krishna, which are remedy for all suffering in the age of Kali. And there's a word for that. And what is that word? This is the word. In this verse, the word Krishna Charitam Kali Kalamashagnam indicate that the activity of Krishna are certainly the greatest panacea for all miseries, especially in the age of Kali. Now Srila Prabhupada is quoting a verse. Somebody of you who should tell me. I am reading the sort of free translation. It is said that in the age of Kali, people have only short lives. They have no culture of spiritual consciousness. If anyone is at all interested in spiritual culture, he is misled by many bogus swamis and yogis who do not refer to Krishna Katha. Therefore, most people are unfortunate and disturbed by many calamities. So this is what I have read is a one verse. Huh? So this is the verse from the first canto of Bhagwatam. Right. So this is exactly that verse, right. Now, therefore most people are unfortunate and disturbed by many calamities. Vyasdeva prepared Srimad Bhagwatam at the request of Narad Muni in order to give relief to the suffering of the people. Kali Kalamashagnam. The Krishna conscious movement, again now you add this in the essay. The Krishna conscious movement is seriously engaged in enlightening people through the pleasing topic of Srimad Bhagwatam and All over the world, the message of Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is being accepted in all sphere of life, especially in advanced educated circles. Srila Sukadeva Goswami is described in this verse as Bhagavata Pradhana, whereas Maharaj Parikshit is described as Vishnu Rat. Both words bear the same meaning, that Maharaj Parikshit was the great devotee of Krishna, and the Sukadeva was also a great saintly person and a great devotee of Krishna. Combined together to present Krishna Katha, they give great relief to suffering humanity. Anarthopasanam sakshat bhagavati yogam adokshajam ajnanataha vidvans chakre satvatam saintam. This is the verse 176. People in general are unaware that message of Bhagavatam was given for all human society. Relief from the pangs of Kali Yuga, Kali Kalmasha, Kalam Ganam. Okay. Bhagavata Pradhan, the chief devotee, describes Sukadeva Goswami as chief among devotees, who shows great regard for the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat. And Parikshit is Vishnu Rat, always protected by Vishnu. Sukadeva began describing Krishna's pastime to Parikshit, Vishnu Ratam. There is some other meaning of the word Vishnu Rat. So, Vishnu Ratam means Parikshit, protected by Brahmastra, by the Lord who entered in the womb of his mother and then given. Ratam means given to the Yudhishthira. So Ratam means Vishnu means Lord Vishnu, and Ratam means given. One who was protected from Brahmastra and was handed over to Yudhishthira. Or Vishnu Ratam also mean he who was accepted by Vishnu. This indicates his high position as a devotee. Verse number 15, Sri Shukovacha. Samyak vivastita buddhi tava rajarshi satam vasudeva kathayam te yagjata naishtiki rati. Shri Shukadeva Goswami said, O your majesty, best of all saintly kings, because you are greatly attracted to topics of Vasudeva, it is certain that your intelligence is firmly fixed in spiritual understanding. Intelligence fixed in spiritual understanding means Sthit Pragya. Pragya means intelligence. Sthit means fixed in understanding Krishna, which is only true goal for humanity. Because that attraction is unceasing. It is certainly sublime. Krishna Katha is compulsory for Raj Rishi or executive head of government. This is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Imam Raj Rishyo Viduho. Unfortunately, however, in this age, the governmental power is gradually being captured by the third class and fourth class men who have no spiritual understanding, and society is therefore very quickly becoming degraded. Krishna Katha must be understood by the executive head of government, for otherwise how will people be happy and gain relief from pangs of material life? One who has fixed his mind in Krishna consciousness should be understood to have very sharp intelligence in regard to the values of the life. Maharaj Parikshit was Raj Rishi Satam, the best of the saintly king. Raj Rishi Sat, Raj Rishi Satar, Raj Rishi Satam. And Sukadeva Goswami is Muni Satam, the best of the Munis. Both of them were elevated because of their common interest in Krishna Katha. Exalted position of the speaker and audience will be explained very nicely in the next verse. Krishna Katha is so enlivening that Maharaj Parikshit forgot everything material, even his personal comfort in relation to food and drink. This is an example of how the Krishna consciousness movement should be spread all over the world to bring both the speaker and audience to the transcendental platform, back home, back to Godhead. Another, Krishna conscious movement's objective. You previously addressed me as a Muni Satam, the best among the Munis and devotees. Muni means knowledgeable and Satam means devotee. This is my response, O king, you are the best among saintly kings, Rishi Satam. And the devotees, because of your superior devotion to Lord, by Krishna's mercy you defeated the power of Brahma Tej. By Krishna's mercy, Parikshat, you defeated the Brahma Tej of Ashwasthama at the time of birth and death both. Verse number 16. Vasudeva katha prasan puna purushantran punati hi vaktaram praksham prochrotam tadapad sarilam yatha. So Vasudeva katha means Krishna katha is purifying three: the speaker, the inquiry, the one who makes inquiry and asks question, and those who hear. And then there is an analogy, just as Tat Pad Salilam means Ganga, the water coming from the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. And Pad Salilam also means Charanamrit in the temple. They purify three. Ganga purify the heavenly planet, earthly planet, and the lower planets. And Charanamrit three ways: by putting on head, by drinking, drinking and putting on head together. Three ways it purifies. So Ganga emanating from the toe of Lord Vishnu, which means last line, purify the three words, the upper, middle and lower. Similarly, when one asks question about Prishtam means ask question, about pastime and character of Vasudeva, Krishna, three varieties of men are purified: the speaker, the preacher, and one who inquire or organize the program, and the people in general who listen. Srila Prabhupada writes, Tasmad Gurum Prapadyaye Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam. Those interested in understanding transcendental subject matters as a goal of life must approach the bona fide spiritual master. Tasmad Gurum Prapadyaye. One must surrender to such a guru who can give right information about Krishna. Herein Maharaj Parikshat was surrendered to the highest personality, Sukdev Goswami, for enlightenment in Vasudeva Katha. Vasudeva is the original personality of Godhead who has unlimited spiritual activities. Srimada Bhagwatam is a record of such activities, and Bhagavad Gita is the record of Vasudeva speaking personally. Therefore, since Krishna conscious movement, again add into the list of Krishna conscious movement. Therefore, since the Krishna conscious movement is full of Vasudeva Katha, anyone who hears, anyone who joins the movement, anyone who preaches will be purified. Pad Salilam Yatha. Hari Katha purify three type of persons. Like the Charanamrita of Salangram or deity, like we have Charanamrita, which purify three types of persons. Who are these? Those who put it on the head, number one. Those who drink it, number two. And those who drink and put on the head too. It also means that the topic of Hari are just like Ganga, which purify these upper, middle and lower planetary system. Topic of Hari purifies the speaker, the inquirer and the listener in descending order. The most purified is the speaker. The next is the inquirer, and the last is the listener. Hari Katha is most purifying for a speaker, then inquirer, and then listener. Verse number 17. Bhume drapa nirpa vyajaha daityani satayuta akranta bhuri bharena brahmanam sharanam yayo. Once, when the Mother Earth was overburdened by the hundreds and thousands of military phalanxes of various conceited demons dressed like kings, she approached Lord Brahma for relief. When the world is overburdened by unnecessary military arrangements and which And when various demonic kings are executive heads of state, this burden causes the appearance of Supreme Person of Godhead, as says in Bhagavad Gita, yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata. And now, we are reading after the translation. When the residents of this earth become atheistic and godless, they descend to the status of animal like dogs and hogs, and thus their only business is to bark against them among themselves. This is called dharma glani, deviation from the goal of life. Human life is meant for attaining the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness. But when people are godless and the presidents or kings are unnecessarily puffed up with military power, their business is to fight and increase the military strength of their different states, means countries. Nowadays, therefore, it appears that every state is busy manufacturing atomic weapons, prepare for a third world war. Prabhupada is giving the hint about third world war in a purport. Such preparations are certainly unnecessary. They reflect the false pride of head of state. The real business of the chief executive is to see to the happiness of the mass of people by training them in Krishna consciousness in a different divisions of the life, which means varnashram. Chaturvarnam maya srishtam. Leaders should train the people as a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra and engage them in various occupational duties, thus helping them progress towards Krishna consciousness. Instead of, however, rogues and thieves in the guise of a protector arranges for the voting system and in the name of democracy, they come to power by hook and or crook and exploit the citizens. Even long ago, Asuras, person devoid of Krishna consciousness, God consciousness, become the head of the state, and now this is happening again. Various states of the world are preoccupied with arranging for military strength. Sometimes they spend 65% of government's revenue for this purpose. But why should people's hard-earned money be spent in this way? Because of the present world situation. Krishna has descended in the form of Krishna conscious movement. This is quite natural, for without Krishna conscious movement, the world cannot be peaceful and happy. Another one statement in purpose of Krishna conscious movement. Daityanika. Due to being afflicted by the burden of sin of countless soldiers of the Daityas. Daitya means son of Diti. Demon who, though not born of Diti's lineage, attain their demonic status by their action. So nowadays people may not be the son of Diti, but because they have demonic nature, so they are also called Daityas. The earth personified approached Brahma, situated on the bank of Mount Meru. So this Brahma, to the one Mother Earth went, he was living on the Mount Meru, peak of the Mount Meru. This was not the Brahma who usually stay on Satya Lok. In the Satya Yuga, before the appearance of Krishna, King Revat went to Brahma on Satya Lok along with his daughter Revati to ask about his daughter's marriage. In the Brahma's assembly, the Gandharva, who were singing, who were singing. During the length of their one song, on the Satya Lok, Satya Treta Yuga on the earth finished and Dwapar Yuga also passed. Lord Krishna and Balaram were about to appear. Brahma said, please give your daughter in marriage to Balaram, who has now appeared on the earth planet. He is suitable groom. Thus situated on the Satya Lok, Hiranyagarbha Brahma was listening to the song while Satya, Treta and Dwapar Yuga passed on earth planet until Krishna and Balaram appearance. So Bhumi, the deity of earth, could not have approached that Brahma on the Satya Lok to make her request. Bhumi, the earth personified, went instead to the Vairaj Brahma, living on Mount Meru. The great sage Parasar Muni confirmed this. Jagam dharani meru samije trivao kasam. The goddess of the earth went along with demigod to Mount Meru. So this is some insight information. Vairaj Brahma and Hiranyagarbha Brahma. Verse number 18. Mother Earth assumed the form of a cow. Very much distressed, with tears in her eyes, she appeared before Brahma and told him about her misfortune. The other Puranas has a big list of this incidents. In Harivansh, there's a big yes. In Harivansh, there's a big description about this. Yes, Prabhu. Please.
What is the difference between that Brahma and the Brahma which is from the Mount Meru? Is the same personality or is it a different expansion? How does it function as a, what do you call it, for demigods or other, as a creator?
So it appears from this purport there are, it means there's a one Brahma who is in Satyalok, and there his extension is, or his expansion is a Vairaj Brahma, is in the peak of the Mount Meru for administration of this material world, and that Hiranyagarbha Brahma is for creation of the material world, and this Vairaj Brahma is for listening to the problems of the material world. It appears like that.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Oh, I heard from my Maharaj that this Mount Meru is the office of Brahmaji and Satyalok is the residence of Brahmaji.
That's also right, but he can be two. He can be two personalities also. He can have his expansion here and he can enjoy the song of the Gandharva there. He has that much power. No.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
So this is also good that he has his office at Mount Meru and he has his residence at Satyalok. Like Yamraj, he has his office in Pitralok and his residence in Pitralok and his office is down. The hellish planet are down where he has his office, but his residence is in the Pitralok. Oh, it's like a jail superintendent. His office is in the central jail, but his house is somewhere else. It's something like that.
Maybe the Brahmaji moves, his speed of movement is very high, like a matter of seconds it reaches.
He can be at both places. He can be at both places simultaneously also.
Yeah.
And he can quickly go from one to other place. The ordinary person may not be able to go. But the language used by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is Hiranyagarbha and Vairaj Brahma. So there is some difference between these two terminologies. Hiranyagarbha Brahma is creator. And maybe this Vairaj Brahma is for listening to the trouble of earth. I don't know. This is
the difference of function or the difference of persons, Prabhu?
It is a difference of functions.
Difference of function performed by the...
Not person, function.
Sorry?
Yeah, same person can do two functions like...
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a difference of function only.
Right.
Difference of function doesn't mean that there are more than one.
No. It's not that more than one Brahma, you are right. But Brahma changes after 100 years and the other Brahma will come, so there are many Brahmas also. Okay. Thereafter, having heard...
Sometimes also, the Brahma is considered an expansion of Garbhodakshai Vishnu as Hiranyagarbha.
So Hiranyagarbha is sometimes equal to Brahma because he uses the subtle form of Virat Purusha, which is Hiranyagarbha, to create, and he is like impersonating that whole body of Virat Rupa. So often it is considered an expansion, like of Lord Vishnu.
Say Guna Avatar are expansion of Garbhodakshay Vishnu.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are expansion of Garbhodakshay Vishnu in that sense.
They are.
All these three, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, the three presiding deities, they are expansion of Garbhodakshay Vishnu. That's right. That is their origin. Thereafter, having heard of the distress of Mother Earth, the Brahma with the Mother Earth, and then Lord Shiva and all the other demigods approached the shore of the ocean of milk. And this ocean of milk is also on this material planet. After Lord Brahma understood the precarious condition of earth, he first visited demigod headed by Lord Indra, who are in charge of the various affairs of this universe, and Lord Shiva, who is responsible for annihilation. Both maintenance and annihilation go on perpetually under the order of the Supreme Person of Godhead, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Pratiranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Those who are obedient to the law of God are protected by different servants and demigods, whereas those who are undesirable are vanquished by Lord Shiva. So Lord Brahma first met all the demigods, including Shiva. Then along with the other Mother Earth, they went to the shore of ocean of milk, where Lord Vishnu lies on the white island Swet Deep. The word Arth in this verse, Arth is the excess. Arth, the word Arth is the excessive uses of it, means then and thereafter. It is also Mangalacharan, to invoke auspiciousness. Arth means to invoke auspiciousness. It can be explained as follow. Brahma thought, my work is creation, and Vishnu's work is maintenance. For this work of maintenance is better, we go to Vishnu, resting on the milk ocean. We should go and request his help. After considering in this way, Brahma left for the milk ocean. Satrai Nayanas. Lord Shiva also has 3 eyes. There were 2 tasks there. There were 2 tasks here. Protection of earth and destruction of demons. Thinking that he should engage Indra in protecting the earth and Shiva in destroying the demon, Brahma went to the milk ocean with Shiva and demigods. So the Arth, Rupa Goswami writes, Arth means auspiciousness. Arth means quickly he went there. He took Shiva because Shiva was very dear to Lord and could particularly help plead his case. Why he took Shiva? Because Shiva is very dear to Lord. They went to the shore of milk ocean, which was protected by form of Vishnu. This is understood from the Padma Purana, Vishnu Sahasranam Stotra, Vishnu Kshirabadhi Mandareha. Vishnu has an abode in the milk ocean. They went to the shore, not to Vishnu's palace, since that was difficult to enter. This is explained in Moksha Dharma Narayaniya. Krishna, known as Vasudev, first member of Chaturvyu, is situated in the higher place of Golok. A portion of Sankrishna, second member of the Chaturvyu, is Mahavishnu, creator of Mahatattva. Garbhodakshay Vishnu is an expansion of Aniruddha, fourth member of the Chaturvyu. Each Aniruddha is situated in one universe, which is situated in a minuscule hair pole of the Mahavishnu, with countless other universes. Kshirodakshay Vishnu, third member of the Chaturvyu, is situated in each living entity. He is the portion of Pradyumna and is Antaryami of Brahma. And he is the Antaryami of Brahma. Sometimes these Chaturvyus act as avatar, deities to Krishna or to Govinda in Golok or in a spiritual world. So this is some technical information. Now we are going to verse number 20. Tatra gatva jagannatham deva deva vriksha kapim. So vriksha kapim has some meaning we have to understand. Purusham purusha suktena upasthate samahitaha. After reaching the shore of ocean of milk, the demigod, say tatra gatva, demigod worshipped upasthate. The Supreme Person of Godhead Vishnu, the Master of whole universe, Jagannatham, the Supreme God of all gods, Deva Deva, who provide for everyone and diminishes everyone's suffering, Vriksha Kapim. With great attention, they worshipped Upasthate Samahitaha, Lord Vishnu, who lies on the ocean of milk, Purusham, by reciting the Vedic mantra known as Purusha Shukta. Srila Prabhupada writes, demigods such as Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord King Indra, Chandra and Surya are all subordinate to Supreme Person of Godhead. Aside from demigod, even in human society, there are many influential personalities supervising various business or establishments. The Lord Vishnu, however, is the God of gods, Parameshwara. He is Parama Purusha, the Supreme Being, Paramatma, as confirmed in Brahma Santa Ishvara Parama Krishna. No one is equal to him, this is further explained in scripture. Jagannath, Dev Dev and Vikshakapi. 4 words are used for Lord Vishnu here. Jagannath, Dev Dev, Vrikshakapi and Purusha. Supremacy of Vishnu is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. In this statement by Arjun, Param Brahm Param Dham Pavitram Paramam Bhavam, you are the Supreme Brahm. So, Krishna is Adi Purush, the original personality of Godhead, Govindam Adi Purusham. Vishnu is plenary expansion of Krishna, and all the Vishnu Tattva are Parameshwar or Deva Deva. Why should Brahma go to Vishnu? This verse answers the question. And this is because he is Jagannath, because he is Deva Dev, because he is Vriksha Kapim. Vishnu is Jagannath, Lord of the universe. Deva Dev, worshipable deity for all demigods. And also Vriksha Kapi, he who fulfill all desire and remove all suffering. This is the meaning of Vriksha Kapi. By visiting Vishnu, Brahma and the demigod proclaim their subordination to Vishnu's authority in protecting the earth. So, and the another meaning of Vriksha Kapi is here. Varshati. Vrishati means one who showers all desire. And Akshapyati means destroy all suffering. One who shower all desire and one who destroy all suffering is called Vrikshapati, Vrikshakapi. This indicate that devatas had a desire. So this file which you have, when you have free time, you can have a much description from Harivans Purana and other Puranas and Garga Santa about the more details about pastimes, and even from Mahabharata and other places. Verse number 21. So now 21 to 26. This section describes Brahma conveys Vishnu's message to the demigods and earth. So now this is third section. Girim samadhav gagane sameritam nishmaya veda tridashan vacha gam paurushim me shrunatmara punah vidishatamasu tathaiva machiram. While in trance, Lord Brahma heard the words of Lord Vishnu, vibrating in the sky. Thus he told the demigods, O demigods, hear from me the order of Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, the Supreme Person, and execute it attentively without delay. It appears that words of Lord Vishnu, personality of Godhead, can be heard in trance by a competent person. Persons. Modern science gives us telephones by which one can hear sound vibration from a distant place. Similarly, although other person cannot hear the words of Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma is able to hear the words of Lord from within. Same thing is in Bhagwatam, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kaviya. Adi Kavi is Brahma. From the beginning of creation, the Brahma received the instruction of Vedic knowledge from Lord Vishnu through the medium of heart. The same principle is confirmed here. While Brahma was in trance, he was able to hear the words of Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, and he carried the Lord's message to the demigods. Similarly, in the beginning, the Brahmas first received the Vedic knowledge from the Supreme Person of Godhead through the core of the heart. In both instances, the same process was used in transmitting the message of Lord message to the Brahma. In other words, although Vishnu was invisible even to Brahma, Lord Brahma could hear Lord Vishnu's words through the heart. Supreme Person of Godhead is invisible even to Brahma, yet he descends on this earth and becomes visible to people in general. This is certainly an act of his causeless mercy. But fools and non-devotees think that Krishna is an ordinary historical person. He says, avajananti mam mudha manusham tanum ashritam. So, Gagane, sky, Brahma did not directly see or meet Vishnu. In trance of meditation, Brahma heard a voice in the sky. So what is the good fortune of people who directly saw Krishna when he was on this planet? 3 verses describe the message. Garga Sahita is a big description of this section. Sometimes it's too big to scroll. I have read this all, but we don't have time. There are good information.
Regarding this, Krishna, Brahma getting a message from Vishnu to the heart. Give us some example that, what kind of information that we receive.
The information is in the upcoming verses. Information is what Vishnu told him. It is like Paramatma.
Yeah, I'm saying for us, you and I, we ordinary people, when we receive information, like we receive so much information, right? Through the reading, through mind, through different places. How do we know that this particular information is received from the Lord or is through the heart?
See, generally in Bhagavad Gita purpose, Prabhupada writes, for the pure devotees, Krishna take the charge from within as a Paramatma, and he directly direct them what to do. Like when Prabhupada was asked once by the newspaper reporter, how come you wrote so many books in that at this old advanced age? So some devotees sitting there, Prabhupada's disciple, they were so enthusiastic. They said he was inspired by God. So that person was really surprised, the newspaper reporter. He said, inspired by God? Only Moses was inspired by God. Is he that prophet? Something like that. He asked Prabhupada, are you inspired by God? Prabhupada said, no, I'm not inspired by God. And then Prabhupada said, I was directed by God. God dictated me and I wrote. Kaviraj Goswami says, Madan Mohan dictated me Chaitanya Charitamrita. Baldev Vidyabhushan says, Govindev dictated me the Vedanta Sutra. So this is the Paramatma taking control and guiding a pure devotee what to do, when to do, how to do. Therefore the Prabhupada used not only Brahma but the other devotees in plural can also hear Vishnu within their heart, if the heart is purified and if they can listen. Why we cannot listen Vishnu is speaking? Because when we are in mode of goodness, we are too happy and relaxed that that voice doesn't reach to our ear. When we are in mode of passion, which is in so anxiety, hurry and activity, that that sound doesn't touch to our ear. In mode of ignorance, we are so lazy and sleepy that we don't hear the words of Vishnu. The one who is beyond three modes of material nature can hear the words of Vishnu within his heart. And Vishnu is there to guide everybody.
Thank you, Guruji.
Is it okay?
Yeah, very nice. Thank you, Guruji.
We also sometimes get something from inside and that comes right. Many times it happens. Lord Brahma informed demigod, before we submitted our petition to the Lord, he was already aware of the distress on the earth. Earth is the wife of Vishnu, Bhudevi. How the husband is not knowing the problem of the wife? He always knows. Consequently, for as long as the Lord moves on earth to diminish its burden by his own potency in the form of time, all of you demigods should appear through plenary portion as sons and grandsons in the family of Yadus. As stated in Brahma Santaramadi Murtishu. In this verse from Srimada Bhagwatam, we find the word Purvaivaha Punsha Avadhrito Dhara Jwara. The words Punsha refer to Krishna, who was already aware of how the whole world was suffering because of the increase of demons. So without reference to the supreme power of the person of God, demons assert themselves to be independent kings and president, and thus they create a disturbance by increasing their military power. When such disturbances are very prominent, Krishna appears. At present also, various demonic states all over the world are increasing their military power in many ways, and the whole situation has become distressful. Therefore, Krishna has appeared by his name, Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. In this Hare Krishna movement, Krishna appeared in the form of Hare Krishna movement, which will certainly diminish the burden of the whole world. Philosophers, religionists, and the people in general must take to this movement very seriously, for man-made plans and the devices will not help bring peace on earth. The transcendent sound Hare Krishna is not different from person Krishna. Nama Chinta Mani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinna Nama Namina. There's no difference between the sound Hare Krishna and Krishna himself. So this is also the purpose of Krishna conscious movement, that Krishna appeared in the form of Krishna conscious movement. So Punsha means Bhagavan Krishna, because Sri Bhagwatam describes Krishna as the person who will appear to relieve the problem of earth. Krishna Swayam Sambhavata Param Puman Yo Brahma Sahanta. Krishna himself, who is supreme being, Puman, appeared. Avadharta knows Krishna already knew the suffering of earth. Anshaira Yadu, the demigod, should appear along with Lord's associates such as Uddhav, Satyaki, who are expansion of Lord Ansahi. In the family of Yadu, the Kurus are more specifically Pandavas. Ishwareshwara, Krishna is the Lord of all Lords, including Vishnu. So these other purports, if you have time, you read who appeared in the form of who. So we will see which demigod appear as which Yadu, and which Yadu something like there is a big list in Garga Santa and other literature. You can refer to that. Verse number 20. Yes.
Prabhuji, just you said actually Mother Earth is the wife of Lord Vishnu, then why did she go to Brahma rather than directly to Vishnu?
Say again, Bravo.
Actually, you said Mother Earth is the wife of Lord Vishnu.
Yes.
So, wife can directly go to husband for the solve the problem.
Usually when wife has some general problem, then she will take the baby on the lap and in a or this through the babies she will speak. So Brahma is the child of earth, so the son of the mother earth. Therefore, this is what we used to speak in Bhagwatam. Wife, when she has a problem, she take the son, and then because of Vatsalya Prem, he can explain the problem very easily.
Okay, bro. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Vasudeva grihe sakshat bhagavan purushah parah janishyate tat priyartham. The Rasik says Tata means Krishna, Priya means Radha. Tata Priyartham. Sambhavantu Suristriya. Not only demigod, they should come with their wives. For the Shriya Priya. To please the Radha, she is coming along with Krishna. This is the description in Garga Santa. That Krishna says, now I have to go. Radha said, how can I live without you? Cannot keep my life. Says, well, you come with me. Say, I cannot go without Govardhan, without Jamuna. And then Krishna says, well, already Govardhan and Jamuna are sent there. So there is a whole description like that. And then the wives of the demigod also appear to help to give pleasure to Radha and Krishna. Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, who has full potency, will personally appear as son of Vasudeva. Therefore, all the wives of demigod should also appear in order to satisfy him. Srila Prabhupada is saying Krishna's appearance is transcendental, so he is starting the purport Tyakta Devam Punarjanma Naiti Mameti Suarjan. This means the devotee is the first. Now this is very important purport. The journey of a devotee. This purport is a journey of devotee from this life, how he can progress further. Please listen it carefully. This means that the devotee is first transferred to a particular universe where the Lord is at that time staying to exhibit his pastime. There are innumerable universes, and the Lord is appearing in one of them universe at every moment. Once Srila Prabhupada was asked, Prabhupada, after a few days there is a Janmashtami, please you stay. Prabhupada, every day there is a Janmashtami. In some planet, Krishna is appearing. Therefore, these pastimes are called, his pastime, Krishna's pastime are called Nitya Leela, eternal pastimes. The Lord appears as a child in the house of Devaki, takes place continuously in one universe after another. Therefore, devotee is first transferred to that particular universe where the pastime of Lord are current. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, even if the devotee does not complete the course of devotional service, he enjoys the happiness of the heavenly planets, where the most pious people dwell. And then he takes birth in the house of a Suchinam Srimatam Ge Yoga Bhrishto Abhijayate. Thus the pure devotee, even if unable to execute devotional service completely, is transferred to the upper planetary system, where pious people reside. From there, if his devotional service is complete, such a devotee is transferred to the place where Lord's pastime is going on. Here it is said, Sambhavantu Suristriya. Suristri is the woman of the heavenly planet. Were thus ordered to appear in Yadu dynasty in Vrindavan. Now this Yadu dynasty in Vrindavan, you have to understand this also. Nanda Baba is also Yaduvanshi. Because father of Nanda Baba and Vasudeva father is Sursen, Nanda Baba's father is Parjanya. And both Parjanya and Sursen are son of Dev Mead. Therefore, Nand is also Yaduvanshi. To enrich the pastime of Krishna, the Suristri were further trained to live with Krishna, would be transferred to the original Golok Vrindavan during Lord Krishna's pastime within this world. Suristri were to appear in different ways in different families to give pleasure to the Lord, just so that that they would be fully trained before going to eternal Golok Vrindavan. With the association of Krishna, either at Dwarkapuri, Mathurapuri or Vrindavan, they would certainly return home back to Godhead. Among these Suristri, the woman of the heavenly planet, there are many devotees such as mother of Upendra, which means Aditi. It was such devoted women who were called for in this connection. But there is a big list of different type of gopis in a Brahma Santa that you can refer if you like. Suristriya, wives of the demigods, refer to expansion of Krishna's eternal female companions who were present in heavenly planet. Examples are wives of Manvantar Avatar and Lord Vamandev. They perform worship to attain friendship and intimacy with Krishna's most dear lovers, Braj Gopis. Because of this worship, they took birth, Sambhavantu, in the Yadu dynasty as a different Priya Sakhis of Krishna and Bhauma Vrindavan to enrich Lord's transcendental pastime. There is something from Ujjwal Neelmani. So this is a Garga Santa, too many different varieties. 24. Vasudeva Kalantah Sahasravadana Swarat Agartoho Bhavita Devo Hare Priya Chikrsya. Hari Priya Chikrsya. Hare He Priya Chikrsya. The Priya is also Radha and Priya is also to please Krishna. The foremost manifestation of Krishna is Sankarsana, who is known as Anant. He is the origin of all incarnation within the material world. Previous to the appearance of Krishna, this original Sankarsana will appear as Baladev, just to please the Supreme Lord Krishna in his transcendental pastime. Baladev is the first personality of Godhead himself. Baladev is Supreme Person of Godhead himself. He is equal in supremacy to Supreme Lord. Yet wherever Krishna appears, Baladev appears as his brother, sometime elder, sometime younger. When the Krishna appears, all his plenary expansion, other incarnation appear with him. This is elaborately described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This time Baladev would appear before Krishna as Krishna's elder brother. Okay, so I think I have to go for the next class here. Maybe we can cover a few verses, then we will be short only 10 that we can cover tomorrow. Hare Krishna, anybody has a question or comment?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I don't know if you come and I just want to tell you a small incident which I had here sometime almost 10-15 years Prabhu. First I had your darshan in Dubai. I was taking you to His Grace Dr. Govinath Prabhu's clinic. So we went there and suddenly there was a big incident, like there are 2-3 your disciple, your student, junior doctors came and met you, so there was a big surprise for you, and I was also there with you. I was taking you to our, reaching area for your class. Hare Krishna.
Oh, who is this, Prabhu?
This is Murari Gaurangadas. I was in Dubai at that time. I was taking you from Dubai to Sharjah to our congregation, Srivasangam.
Oh,
so I took to...
Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Prabhu, for remembering.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much.
So we are reading the purport of this Prasya Shakti Vividhi Suryate. This is verse number. This is verse number 25. Vishnu Maya Bhagavati Yaya Samohito Jagata Adishtaha Prabhuran Sena Karya Arthe Sambhavishyati. The potency of Lord known as Vishnu Maya, who is as good as Supreme Personality of Godhead, will also appear with Lord Krishna. This potency acting in different capacities captivate all the worlds, both material and spiritual. At the request of our master, she will appear with her different potencies in order to execute the work of the Lord. Now here is the explanation. Prasya Shakti Vivadhai Sruyate. In the Vedas it is said that the potency of Supreme Person of Godhead are called by different names such as Yogamaya and Mahamaya. Ultimately, however, the Lord's potency is one, is exactly like electric potency is one, although it can act both to cool or to heat. Lord's potency acts in both the spiritual and material world. In the spiritual world, the Lord's potency works as Yogamaya, and in the material world, the same potency works as Mahamaya. Exactly as electricity works in both as a heater or a cooler. In the material world, this potency worked as Mahamaya acts upon the conditioned soul to deprive them more and more of devotional service. It is said, Maya Yaya Mohito Jeev Atmanam Trai Guna Atmakam 175. In the material world, the conditioned soul thinks of himself as product of three guna, the three modes of material nature. This is the bodily concept of life. Because of associating with three gunas of material potency, everyone identifies himself with the body. Someone is thinking he is Brahman, someone Kshatriya, so this is their bodily concept. But actually everybody is a soul. Mama Ivansa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Because everybody is covered by Mahamaya. Now, when the conditioned soul becomes liberated, however, he thinks himself as a servant of Krishna. Jivera Sarupa Krishna Nitya Das. When he comes in, to that position, the same potency acting as a Yogamaya increasingly help him become purified and devote his energy to the service of Lord. In either case, whether the soul is conditioned or liberated, Lord is supreme. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Maya Diksha and Prakriti Suyate Characharam. Material energy Mahamaya work under the conditioned soul, work upon the conditioned soul. Prakriti kriya manani gunahi karmani sarvasya vimudu atmam karta amiti manyate. Within the conditioned life, no one has freedom. But because one is bewildered, being subject to the rules of Mahamaya, one foolishly thinks himself independent. Ahankar vimud atma karta ahamiti manyate. But when the conditioned soul becomes liberated by executing devotional service, he is given a greater and greater chance to relish a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in different transcendental status, such as Dasya Ras, Sakha Ras, Vatsalya Ras, Madhurya Ras. Thus, the Lord's potency Vishnu Maya has two features, Avaranatmika and Unmukha. When the Lord appeared, his potency came with him and acted in different ways. She acted as Yogamaya with Yashoda, Devaki and other intimate relations of Lord. And she acted in different way with Kansa, Shalva and other asuras. By the order of Krishna, his potency Yogamaya came with him and exhibited different activities according to the time circumstances. Karya arthe sambhavishyati. Yogamaya acted differently to execute different purposes desired by Lord. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Mahatmanas tumam parat devim prakritim ashrita. Mahatma who are fully surrendered to the lotus feet of Lord are directed by Yogamaya. And Duratma are directed by Mahamaya. In order to charm the eternal devotees and bewilder the enemies like Kansa, Krishna gave order to Yogamaya and Mahamaya. Yogamaya for eternal devotee, Mahamaya for Kansa. Vishnu Maya referred to both energies of the Lord. So that Yoga Maya, her expansion is also Mahamaya. So Yoga Maya, Lord's Yoga Maya, being ordered by Lord Yoga Maya, and her expansion as external energy, Mahamaya, which bewildered the world, will appear. Shruti Vidya of Narada Pancharatra says, Mahamaya is an expansion of Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya is Swarup Shakti of Lord Vishnu. She is completely surrendered and unswearing in devotion to Lord. Her nature is Prem, and she rules over Gokul like queen. One immediately attains the Lord by her mercy. Her Avranika Shakti is Mahamaya, and the controller of the material realm. By her influence, all Jiva identify with bodies and become bewildered. Mahamaya is also called Durga, Eka or Ekansa. Karyartha, executing activities. These are two types of activities of those Yogamaya and those of the Mahamaya. Yogamaya came to the prison when Krishna was born, transferred the seventh child from Devaki's womb, put Yashoda into deep sleep to exchange two children. These are activities of Yogamaya, not Mahamaya. Mahamaya does not have the power to transfer her master Balaram to another womb. Yashoda's sleep is not the work of Mahamaya, because scriptures say that beyond the fourth state of consciousness, Turiya, is the fifth state called Prem. The dreaming of Krishna's eternal associate occur in the state of Prem. Their sleep and dreaming are not caused by the modes of nature. Mahamaya cannot exert any influence over the eternal associate of Lord. From Devaki's daughter that Kansa tried to kill was Mahamaya, not Yogamaya. Yogamaya does not involve herself with such sinful people. Mahamaya slipped from Kansa's hands, rose up in the sky, and then settled in many places with different names after saying, I will be born from womb of Yashoda in Nanda's house in 28th Yuga cycle at the end of Vivaswan Manvantar, at the resident of Vrinda mountain. I will kill you, your evil companions. The bewilderment of the husband and mother-in-law of married gopis joining Ras Leela were action of Yogamaya, not Mahamaya, because the husbands were not atheistic or unfavorable towards Lord. If they were under the influence of Mahamaya, then one would certainly observe in them hostility towards Lord. The Bhagavatam's first verse describes Krishna's Ras Leela, says Yoga Mayam Upashirta. Ye first verse of the Ras Panchadaya. It says Yoga Maya Upashirta, taking shelter of internal spiritual energy. On the other hand, demon like Duryodhan, Shalva, never gave respect to the Lord, even though they saw Krishna's Vishwaroop and Garuda carrier. They thought Krishna was one of the wicked Yadavas. This is the action of Mahamaya, not Yogamaya, because their actions show hostility towards Krishna. The bewilderment of the demon in action is action of Mahamaya, and the bewilderment of the devotee is action of Yogamaya. When Yashoda saw the universal form in Krishna's mouth, and when Nanda Maharaj saw Krishna in a Varun Lok, they were completely unaffected by it because of their intense Vatsalya Bhav. Even though they saw such majestic aspect of Lord, this is neither the action of Yogamaya nor Mahamaya. It is the nature of Prem itself. Prem covers one's knowledge of Lord's power and majesty, Aishwarya Mai Gyana, and binds Krishna in the heart of his Premi Bhakta more and more with ropes of spiritual possessiveness. As affection for Krishna increases, Prem completely submerges the devotee in the great ocean of relishing Krishna's sweetness. To convey this unique qualities of the Prem, The Tantra says Krishna spread his Vaishnavi Maya in the form of parental affection. Extreme affection for a son is the unique quality of Vatsalya Prem. In this verse, Yoga Maya is referred as Maya since it shares the quality of spreading illusion with Mahamaya. So, I think we can end here. The 26th verse now is the end of this section. So we'll start tomorrow. So we are 10 verses, I think, short of the schedule. Sukdev Goswami continued after thus advising demigod and pacifying Mother Earth. The very powerful Lord Brahma, who is master of all other Prajapatis and is therefore known as Prajapati Pati, returned to his own abode, Brahmalok. Here we end our today's session. Tomorrow we will start from the second session, which is 27 to 36. Kansa tries to kill Devaki. This section tomorrow we will complete and go further. Thank you very much.
Recording stopped.
Is Kans directed by Yogamaya or Mahamaya?
Mahamaya. Kans is under the influence of Mahamaya. Kans is called Nami demon. When you have free time, you read these other corollary shastra which are given in the, in this Acharya commentaries. Garga Santa, Vishnu Puran, Harivans Puran. There is a more detail which demon, who was he in a previous life, and there's a lot more information you can relish it. It's not for your Bhakti Vedanta exam, but it is for your personal more relishment of the Shastra. So we are 10 verses short, I'm sorry. And all through, I think most of this time I'm traveling. I will be in Vietnam. I don't know what type of possibility for net and timing difference I have to check. Thank you, Prabhus. Krishna bless you. See you. 23 students, very good. Great.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much.
Prabhuji, yes.
No, just thank you, Prabhu, for wonderful class.
Thank you, Sadhu.